your time here in Dallas. Enjoy Minnesota.
Those are different cities.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to make the argument. I love the NBA, and I have for years.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Hollins joined us. I don't think what I don't like about the current NBA is everybody has to be able to shoot a jumper. Like Julius Randle of the Lakers suddenly has no value.
Yes.
Nobody would even draft Ben Wallace. You couldn't take Rodman. I believe there's a depth of talent. I know nobody likes Zaza, but when you're as skilled as the Warriors and they're kind of finessey, I kind of like Zaza being the instigator, the annoyer, a little obtuse. Does it bother you what he did with Westbrook?
For one, I understand who Zaza is, and I know why he was brought there. He was there to do that exact job. And I've been in situations in the past where I had to be, I guess, play somewhat of an enforcer. For me, I would never do anything dirty. I would never jeopardize another player's money. So when he landed on Russ, when he put his foot under Kawhi, and Kawhi really hasn't been the same since, he's playing with another guy's money. And for me, I knew I had to protect my stars. I had to protect Kevin Garnett. I had to protect Dirk. I had to protect Chris Paul. But him actually going in and hurting another guy, it's just he's willing to do anything for his team, and that's why they have him there. That's why they love him. The Warriors, what do they need? Something new, right?
Because they have a lot of repetitive players, Clay, Steph, Durant, everybody.
What did he just create? What did he create, Colin, with the Warriors?
Toughness.
Camaraderie. Now we're fighting for something. Us against the world. I'll do anything for my team, and that's what Zaza brought.
You know, it's funny. I led my show with this today. I said, take the ball away from the athlete. Let's look at the human. That's why so many flourish or struggle. If you look on paper, Chris Paul, James Harden shouldn't be this good. Ball-centric, like to score. Paul doesn't even fit in D'Antoni's system ideally, and yet they're wonderful together. Westbrook should work perfectly with a spot-up shooter.
Don't do this, Colin.
He should work perfectly, and he's struggling. And I say, because it's the people. I think Russ is a Tasmanian devil, going 100 miles an hour, can be kind of a tunnel player, wildly dynamic, but he's barking at the refs. He's barking at reporters. He's a little bit of a lone wolf. Harden's more joyful. He goes to the nightclub. People love him. Players like him. He's got funny commercials. The reason the Harden-Paul thing works so seamlessly and quickly, and why Westbrook isn't, and they may get it right, couldn't I argue it's just the guy? You played for 10 years. Some dudes are easier to play with, easier to get along with. By the way, Kobe's no day at the beach. Melo's no day at the beach. I think Westbrook is a little bit of a loner. I think he's a little bit of a tunnel vision guy. I think he's conflict-driven. I think he's hard to play with.
So, do we have to be friends to win? We don't have to be friends. You don't have to like me, but one thing that Russell is he's organic. He's real. He's genuine. When he tells you to play hard, when he tells you to dive on a loose ball, when he tells you it means something to be in OKC, he's a guy who re-upped. He added that extension. He stayed. When you try to analyze Russell's career, when you analyze who he is, for one, he came to the NBA, said, I'm a point guard. Everybody said, Russell, no, you're two.
That's right.
He's a guy who Ben Howland went ahead and said, you know what, Russell, you're coming off the bench. You're not a starter. You don't fit. He's broken every single rule you can imagine for a basketball player. He offensive rebounds. He shoots the gap on a shooter, and yet he succeeds. Last year, what he was able to achieve, he broke a record that many of us never thought that was possible. Average a triple-double. Be the MVP of our league. Russell, do it your way. Because of his genuineness, because him being who he is, I believe he has an opportunity to succeed. Steph Curry's obviously won it. But the one thing about Steph, we never said you win a championship without playing defense. Right. We never said we'd win championships without threes. So it's just a matter of him winning and formulating and having the right people around him. Yes, Paul George is a huge addition, but you need more. Colin Rome wasn't built in a day. I get it. D'Antoni's he's quite possibly the best regular season coach we've ever seen.
He's great for guards.
Regular season. He hasn't won a championship. Okay? So you expected him to be good. Chris Paul at this stage in his career plays off the ball. He's a great knockdown shooter. Chris Paul is smart enough to tailor his game to fit to what's going on. That's the system. Throw him in the system, run some pick and roll when needed. It works. They play so fast that the rest of the NBA isn't ready. In the playoffs, everybody's getting back on defense. Everybody's
So
playing
you don't
hard.
think Houston's going to be this dominant in the playoffs?
Are you kidding me? Has D'Antoni been that dominant in the playoffs? Has Harden? Has Paul? We're talking guys without championships, so they magically put it together now. Russell Westbrook is a winner, Colin. He's a winner. It means something different. He's the guy, we're talking about Zaza, but he has a mentality where he'll do anything that it takes to succeed. He leaves it all on the floor. Mathematically, systematically, there's a lot wrong with Russell. I hear it and I understand it, but there's something right here that you can't take away. You can't add. It doesn't make sense. Colin, if you saw him in high school, if you saw him his first year on campus at UCLA, you'd have said, there's no way this guy's going to the NBA.
Did you?
I couldn't see it. And the next year, I just watched this guy work. When Russell first got to campus, he was wiry, wasn't really a dunker.
No, he wasn't as jacked as
Open
he is now.
No, but I saw a kid come to the gym every day, work out with us. I saw a kid in the weight room every day. I saw a guy who worked. I saw a guy who believed himself, who had a bravado that nobody else could match. And when he said, I'm going to be the point guard, because I was good. Earl Watson's in the family. Earl's the point guard in Seattle. So he said, I'm point guard. On draft day, he put his hat on and said, I'm point guard. And he was. So with the right system around him, with the right mold, heck, we shouldn't be having this talk. Look at the Oklahoma City. That should be Durant and Harden on the team right now. Oklahoma City essentially shoved Durant out the door because they went to save money. They cleared cap. Instead of loading up for this championship run, they shipped out Ibaka. They shipped out Harden. So Durant said, you're telling me something because I'm trying to win. Those three should be together right now winning championships. We shouldn't be having this talk about the Rockets, about Paul George and the Thunder.
All right, coming up, stay with me. I want to talk about Lonzo. I don't think he's a bust. I really liked him from day one. Playing with LeBron, what do players think of him? Ryan Hollins, 10 years in the league. UCLA star is joining us. Got some exciting news from Simply Safe. You know, it's the home security system I have talked about for 3 to 4 years. Well, now it's the new Simply Safe. What they basically did is they redesigned it to be practically invisible in your house. And not only that, they have added safeguards to protect you from power outages. Everybody has power outages. Good weather, bad weather. Every house has power outages. Downed Wi-Fi, cut landlines, bats, and I kid you not, hammers, and everything in between. Apparently, bats are bad for security system. I don't live in Transylvania, but apparently that's what they're saying here. All right.
Oh, like bats, flying bats.
Yeah,
not
like that,
bats like a
no,
baseball
like
bat.
bats.
Huh.
Maybe you're right. It's not bats. It's baseball
It could
bats.
be like you whack the security system.
Oh, I've been so confused for the last 7, 8 times I've
Wait,
read
you
this.
actually thought it was
I thought it
flying
was bats.
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
bats? I guess people are taking bats to security systems. Go to simplysafecolin.com now to order simplysafecolin.com.